did not like it, of course. I think I even shed a few tears, but I stood up tall, and I marched on, and I'm going to do this. And in that, I prayed that God take away me missing my children. Just take that away from me right now, God, so I can focus. And He did that for me. He did. I mean, I began not even thinking about my daughter. I began not even thinking about my son. Not that I, forgot about him, but it gave me the opportunity to really focus on. I was able to forget about him because there was a trust in the back of my mind, in my head, that I was going to see him. It might have took a lot longer time, but I knew that I was going to. And so I marched on, and I continued to seek God's face. I got in my word every single morning, whether I understood it or not, and quite frankly, there's many times I don't understand it. But I know through what Heather has taught me and through what I've learned through Richard and Sherry and through all the great teachers that I have. And I'm going to tell you, God not only brought me out of the pit of hell, but He blessed me with silver and gold and some good teachers and some leaders that are guiding me along. That's love.
Yes.
And do I always agree with my leaders? No, I don't. Do I get mad at my leaders? Yes, I do. But it's just like parents. I'm a little girl spiritually, and I'm growing up, and they're my spiritual leaders. And, as kids don't always want to listen to their mom and dad, They just don't. And they kick and scream sometimes. But with good parents, you become trained well, and you become a good adult. And that's what I'm doing here. So, I lost where I was.
You're on step 3.
Thank you. Holy Spirit's in here through you guys. But, okay, so I made a decision to get in the Word every day. But not only that, I made a decision that when I went to class, whether every single class I went to, I was prepared with my notebook, my pen, my whatever book it was. I always said at the head of the table, all you guys are back here because I don't want to hear you ruffling papers. I don't want to hear you side talking. I'm here to listen. I'm here to hear what God's got to tell me because I got to get this stuff. So get away from me because I'm getting the head of the table. And I did. I always got the head of the table. And every class, I opened my heart and my ears to what I was hearing. And I was growing, and I am still growing. I mean, I grow exponentially more than I ever have in my whole life. God was doing things in me that I could not do for myself, which He is still doing today. Because I surrendered and I became ready and willing to do whatever it takes. Because a big key is being willing. And I still make a decision every single day to do those things. Step 4, I made a searching and fearless moral inventory. I'm doing that right now. Step 4 and 5, I'm telling my story. Nothing, those that hide nothing have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide today. I mean, I tell my story. Anybody that wants to hear my story, I'm live on Facebook, I'm starting a little YouTube channel. The only reason why I'm starting that is because I had made a little video clip. Am I going too long? How much time do I got?
It's all right.
All right.
I don't even know how long this is going.
You just keep going. You're doing good.
Okay, I'm almost done. Okay. Anyway, the only reason why I did that is because I made a little video clip one time when I was down at my mom's about how grateful I was, and I was with my family and stuff. And you never know who you're going to touch. It's a ripple effect. You never know who you're going to touch with your story and sharing and living the way that you do. And I made that little video with no expectation of just people that I knew maybe would like it or whatever. And this girl out of nowhere that I knew back in high school, she was in the, what they call back then, I don't know if they still do, prep. And I was more than, pothead and, broke all the rules and all those things. But she reached out to me and she said, I heard what you had to say, and I hope that you keep sharing because you don't know how much that touched my life and is helping me. And I'm like, okay, well, God, that's where it's at, yeah. So I started sharing a little bit more, and she always messages me, and she just tells me how much it's helping her with her struggles in her life. So I just continue to do that. So step 4 and 5. I'm getting dry mouth. I'm sorry, I didn't know how long I got.
You got the floor.
Anyway, so I told my stuff to another human being, and I'm still doing that today. I'm still telling it to the world. And in step 6 and 7, I seek God continually to help me take away my character defects and my shortcomings, because in my addiction, in my drug addiction, it was all about running away from myself because I couldn't stand myself. And I couldn't change those things. Because if I could, I wouldn't need this program anyway. And I don't even call it a program today, I call it a way of life. I'm living it.
Amen.
And so I'm always seeking his face to change things in me that I'm having a hard time changing in myself. And that's the beautiful thing of it. The closer that we get to God and we get to know him, the more he shows you of who you are in him and who you are not in the world. And because I find out more and more who I am in him, it bothers me when things are not in him that I'm doing, and he helps me to change that. 8, made a list of people I've harmed and done, and 9 is going to be a lifelong deal. I'm going to be making amends the rest of my life, and I'm making a living amends right now. I make a living amends to my children every day by staying in sobriety, staying active in my program, and seeking God first before anything else. That's my living amends to my children. They're sick of sorries. They've heard sorries all their life. They don't need sorry. They need to change mom.
Amen.
God brings those opportunities to make those amends wherever possible. And 10, 11, 12 are my maintenance steps. I do them daily. I take an inventory and I have a conscious contact with my higher power on a daily basis, and I carry this message out wherever I can, whenever I can. I'm a light in the world, and so that sums up 12 steps that I am living in every day. I am very passionate about the 12 steps of recovery, very passionate about it, because it's changed my life, and like I said, it's designed for living. Christ in me, the hope of glory. It is no longer that I that live, but he that lives in me.
Yes.
And he is giving me the tools to live this program out and do it in an easier, softer way. So, real quick, I'll close. I just wanted to say one last thing. Something that Heather told us when we went in that program, I wrote in my Bible real big. The most important 3 things that you'll ever want to know in your life is who God is, who you are in him, and what that means to you.
Amen.
Those are the 3 important things that you need to know in your life. And today I know who my Father is, and bear with me. I'm just going to share just a couple things I wrote down of who I am in him. I am free from oppression and do not live in fear. I am a child of God. The evil one does not touch me. God's angels are encamped around me everywhere I go. I am holy and without blame in the eyes of the Creator, of my Creator. I have the mind of Christ. I have the peace that passes all understanding. I have the power of the Holy Spirit living in me, and he can do miraculous things through me. And I have the power and authority over the enemy of this world.
Yes.
I am merciful. I do not judge others, and I forgive quickly. I do this by his grace. I am chosen by God, who called me out of the darkness of sin and into the light and the life of Christ, so I can proclaim the greatness of who he is. I am a new creation in him. I am a joint heir of Christ and more than a conqueror. I have everything I need to live in godliness in his divine nature. I am a warrior and an ambassador of Jesus Christ, my God, my Creator. So Goliath, bring it on. That's what I said.
Yeah.